Hey everyone, this is Rob from ProWresBlog, www.ProWresBlog.blogspot.com. Today I'm reviewing WWE Friday Night Smackdown for September 6, 2013. The show opened up with Triple H doing his usual speech. He talked about Cody being fired and said he was disrespectful to him. Triple H then claimed to be friends with the whole Rhodes family, but he said decisions had to be made. He said he was willing to come across as the bad guy here due to what is best for business. He said we should have an open forum with no repercussions for statements made by wrestlers. He then invited the wrestlers to talk, and none of them did. Sandow ended up going up first, and he said, "I, for one, fully commend the firing of Cody Rhodes." He called Triple H the fearless leader, and Triple H then asked the wrestlers not to kiss his butt. Kofi came up next, and he said the locker room is living in fear after Cody got fired, and Kofi didn't see how this was good for business. Triple H said it was a valid point, and 3MB interrupted. Slater said he was uncomfortable with shows standing around and doing nothing. He then kissed some butt, and Triple H said that was probably about all that goes on in his head. RVD then said the whole vibe was like not feeling good, dude, and all that stuff. And Triple H said he was been waiting since 2000 to have RVD call him dude. Ryback came up, and he said he was being tired of being called a bully. And Triple H said Dolph could fight Ryback tonight, just so everyone would know that Ryback wasn't a bully who cheated against him on Monday, and that was Dean Ambrose's own choice. Triple H then brought up Daniel Bryan since he wasn't here. Triple H said Daniel Bryan could pick a Shield member to fight tonight, and he awarded the different people who spoke up. Triple H made Axel versus Kofi Kingston, and Rob Van Dam versus Randy Orton. Alright, Rob Van Dam versus Randy Orton. Alberto was down at the booth. The big highlights here were RVD doing his usual flipping around with some nice kicks, and we got a repeat spot where Orton countered the Rolling Thunder with a body slam. RVD threw him onto the barricades, and then he went for his spinning leg drop off the apron, but Orton moved, and he took a kind of a hard fall into the rails. They did some more flying, and then Alberto threw Ricardo into the post. Orton then took this time and grabbed RVD by the head, hung him off the apron, and then hit a DDT onto the floor. Orton took this one with an RKO. It was just pretty much straight chaos. They moved, and they just kept moving for about 10 minutes straight, tons of action, and it was a pretty good match. The crowd liked it, but I would have liked to have seen it slow down a little bit. I think that would have been more interesting. I rated this one 3 stars. After the match, Alberto put the armbar on RVD and stomped on him. Renee Young interviewed Daniel Bryan. He said he was told not to go to the town hall meeting because he wasn't invited. He said he would let the Shield decide who he faces since they're all going to jump in and cheat anyway. He then had a segment where AJ was ignored by Oksana, Alicia Fox, and Layla. Layla ignored her. The girl that was hugging her and skipping with her and being totally best buddy with her a few weeks ago now doesn't like her. AJ tried to stir up some stuff and said that basically the Toe Divas didn't like the other girls, and she came up with a plan for them to get back at them. We next got Ryback versus Dolph Ziggler. This is pretty much all squash. Ryback got a lot of bear hugs in and some clotheslines. Dolph didn't get much offense in. Dean Ambrose was at the booth for this, and Dolph went after him. Dolph couldn't catch him, and Ryback instead caught him with the clothesline to knock him down. Ryback then got the shell shock. Like I said, it wasn't much of a match. Dolph got squashed here and until the end. Next up was Axel versus Kofi Kingston. The crowd was super into this one because they were in Minneapolis, and since that's pretty close to Kurt Hennig's hometown, they it may even be his hometown. I'm not sure. They were all over Axel. They were totally cheering him, and they went nuts. It was crazy. I didn't really believe it, but it ended up being pretty good. The big highlights were Axel missing a lariat and then hitting a rebound one from the back and nailing Kofi. And then Kofi went for a dive off the ropes. He, hopped off of him and then dove, and Axel caught him with a dropkick, which was cool. Kofi then won this one with the SOS. Like I said, the crowd made this one, and they turned what should have been, not a great match into something pretty good. This exceeded my expectations, and I really enjoyed it. I rated it 3.5 stars. Paul Heyman got interviewed by Renee Young. He said, "My worst is a lot better than his, I promise." And he blamed himself for Axel's loss tonight because he said he was too worried about Punk. Renee said Punk would give him the beating of his life, and Paul Heyman stormed off. Next up, we got Brie Bella versus Naomi. Naomi got some quick offense in, and she looked pretty good, but this was short, and it went to a no contest. AJ led her troops on. They all interfered, and they beat up both girls. And AJ then got on the mic and confirmed that she was, yes, the champion. We then got the Usos versus the Real Americans. This was a really good match. I like this one. Cesaro did a pimp slap on one of the Usos, which was cool. The Usos did one of their dives on him, over the top rope. And near the finish, one of the Usos dove onto Swagger, and he just sidestepped him and went crashing into the barricade. And since Swagger didn't get hit, he recovered real quick, and he pushed an Uso who was standing on the top rope onto Cesaro, who was in the ring, and Cesaro nailed him with an uppercut, which was a really nice spot, and it looked really good. This just had a big fast pace to it, and it was really good. They put a lot of thought into this, and they really made the short time they had work. I really like the Real Americans so far, and they really should be a candidate for Tag Team of the Year because they're pretty awesome. I rated this one 3 stars. Next up, Triple H said he knew the Big Show was upset, but said it was because of what 3MB said. He invited him to let off some steam against them tonight. Big Show won in a quick squash here with against 3MB with a knockout punch on Slater. 3MB just bumped around and really got the crap beaten out of him. Drew McIntyre took a very hard spear, and Show put a knee into his head while he was standing at the rails, so that kind of sucked. They just bumped around, and Show just threw them all around, and it was fine for what it was, just a total squash here. The Shield then came down with Show still standing there, and Triple H took Show to the back with him. Alright, the Shield ended up choosing they ended up choosing Seth Rollins, and they kind of got some triple teaming in before they started the match. During the match, the big highlights were Daniel Bryan nailing Seth Rollins with a release German on his head, Daniel diving out onto 2 of the Shield members after ducking a clothesline, and then at the end he had a running knee to win, and Rollins did a backflip dive onto it, which was really cool. There was some interference here, and it wasn't, I guess, not that much wrestling and more spots, but it was pretty good. It was really exciting. The crowd was super hot, and I liked it. Daniel Bryan got most of the offense in, and he also got some shots in on the Shield, and Rollins did a good job bumping. This was all sprint, but I liked it. Rated this one 3 stars as well. Then DB was posing on the ramp, and Orton hit him with the belt and laid him out to end the show. Overall thoughts, this was a good show with tons of short but good matches. If you like the Dragon Gate style, you should probably enjoy this, as most of the matches were moving super fast. I guess in a way all the matches were rushed, but